few months ago, we taped a compelling story about a young girl named Stephanie who came on my show to prove that she was raped by Matthew after they had both been drinking. This story, I feel, was an example of a dangerous situation that many young people find themselves in, and sends a clear message there are no blurred lines when it comes to consent and rape. Take a look at this story and stay tuned for a shocking update you don't want to miss.
I'm here today because Friday night I went out. I don't get to go out very often, so everybody's buying me drinks. I'm having a good time. We're hanging out, dancing, laughing. 5-10 minutes before the bar closes, I'm leaving with my friend and we're going in Matt's car. We go to her house and I don't remember walking in. All I actually remember is I'm laying on the floor and I'm just throwing up, and I'm throwing up all that liquor. I crawl over to the bathroom and I'm still throwing up, and my friend and Matt are in the corner having sex, and they won't actually stop to help me. The last thing I remember is I'm laying on the bed on my back. Matt, he's having sex with me. My pants are already off. The belt that I was wearing, it was burned off of me because it was, honestly, it's just a twine belt, and I had it in a knot, and I'm guessing he couldn't get it off of me, so he burnt it off of me. But I only had like 2 or 3 seconds of actually realizing what was going on, and then I blacked out again. The next day, I went back over to my friend's house and we talked about it. I found my belt, and it had burn marks. It was burnt. And I went back to work and I just got angry, you know, and I started pacing back and forth, and I was just angry. I wanted to hurt him. I called the police right then and there, and they talked to me and told me I had to go to the hospital. The people there were really nice. They talked to me, they heard my story, and they said it was a legitimate rape.
The night that we met, me and my friend, we were at the bar. I had just got off of work, had Crown and Coke, 3 shots of tequila. I walked up to my friend and Stephanie, and I asked them if they wanted to go smoke. They said yes. We left the bar. She got in my car with the beer, so they were still serving her. We got in the car, went to the beach, smoked a little bit. I made
Marijuana?
out. Yes. Made out with my friend. Then she got out of the car, went to the restroom. Me and Stephanie kissed. I blew her shotgun, which is blowing smoke inside the mouth. And after that, we went to my friend's house. Me and my friend started having sex. Stephanie threw up on the ground. She went to the restroom, threw up.
While you were having sex with your friend?
Right. We stopped. I told her to help her. She helped her. Laid her on the bed. She laid on the bed. Me and the first girl had sex for, she told the cops, 3 hours. After that, my friend fell asleep, rolled over. Stephanie started grabbing me. My pants were already down. She grabbed me, pulled her own pants down from the back. We started having sex. She flipped over, got on top, and we started having sex again. She tried to leave hickeys on my neck, kissed. After that, we all woke up in the morning. She said she didn't remember. I was like, okay, you don't want to piss your friend off. It's fine. I mean, I'll play along, say I don't remember either. Well, the next day, my friend came up to my work. She said that Stephanie had told the cops that I raped her. They did the rape kit.
She was wearing a twine belt, she said, like a rope belt. She said it was burned off her?
Right.
Did you burn it off her?
Yeah, I did. I took off her belt. I did not pull down her pants. She pulled down her own
But
pants.
you burned the belt off?
Right.
With the lighter? How'd you do that?
Cigarette. I was smoking a cigarette.
And so you burned the cigarette off?
Yeah, I took off her
cigarette.
belt. Her string belt, yes.
Why'd you do that?
Because she wanted to have sex. She was She was touching me. And
that doesn't strike you out that you have to burn the belt off?
And she was trying to take off her pants. I took off her belt for her. She pulled down her
Did
pants
she seem
herself.
intoxicated to you when you were having sex with her?
No.
She seemed sober?
She knew what she was doing.
She seemed sober?
No, she didn't seem sober.
Whose idea was to burn the belt off?
I took the belt off myself.
You burned it off.
Right.
Let's bring out Stephanie.
You took advantage of me.
No.
You're lying.
No, I'm not lying.
You're lying.
I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth. And lie detector is going to show that I'm telling the truth.
You're saying that I made out with you in the car?
Yes, we kissed.
That's not true.
We kissed.
It didn't happen.
Would you even remember it if you did?
Actually, I do remember the car.
So then you went back to your friend's place, right? And you watched your friend and Matthew having sex.
I could hear them and I saw them a few times.
So they're having sex. What were you thinking? What were you doing?
I was on the floor throwing up.
You were on the floor throwing up? On, like all fours throwing up? What?
I was in the fetal position, just throwing up, and I was just...
Throwing up on the floor?
Yes. Like, it was just all over. I couldn't help myself. I couldn't get up. I honestly, in my head, I was thinking, you know, why aren't they helping me? You know, they just continued to have sex.
Now, Matthew says you groped him, you aroused him, you were making out with him, you pulled your panties down.
There's no possible way that could have
So
happened.
you got on top of her?
Yes.
You have no
My
recollection
friend-
of this at all?
No.
Do you remember him burning your belt off?
No.
Did you tell him to burn your belt off?
No.
Did you tell him you wanted your belt off?
No.
Did you tell him you wanted your pants off?
No.
Your underwear?
No. I remember I woke up for like 2 or 3 seconds and my pants were already off and he was having sex with me. And then I blacked out again.
What made you go to the police?
I found my belt that I had on. And I was wondering, you know, how did it even come off? And I looked at it, it had burn marks. Like it was just, because I put a serious knot into it.
Right.
I had no intentions of having sex that night at all.
Were you embarrassed? Could you be making this up because you were embarrassed that you had a one-night stand?
No, actually, if I do something, I'm gonna be pretty straighthtforward about it. I have no shame in whatever I do because I know that whatever I choose to do.
Were you afraid that your friend might be mad that you had sex with?
No, I'm
Matthew?
straightforward with her.
Stephanie, you came here and we asked you, were you intoxicated on Friday to the point that you blacked out several times? You said yes. Did you willingly have sex with Matthew on Friday evening? You said no. Results came back the same for each question, and it came back that you, Stephanie, told the truth.
Thank you.
You took a lie detector test. This happened Friday, this incident, and it comes down to, we asked you, did Stephanie willingly engage in sexual intercourse with you? You said yes, and the results for your lie detector test is that you did not tell the truth. Do you want to tell your story on the Steve Wilkos Show? To get my help, go to www.stevewilkos.com. What do you want to say to him?
You're going to jail. And you're not going to go to jail. Not right away. You're not going to go to jail right away. But when we get home, I will tell everybody.
Stephanie, let the law take its course, okay? You don't want to...
How could you do that to me? You don't
I
even know
absolutely
me.
thought that you wanted to have sex with me.
That's not what that said.
That's not true.
I'll say this to you, young man. I don't think you probably went into that night with the intent to rape someone. I certainly
Absolutely
don't.
not,
I
no.
don't even believe that. What I do think, though, is you used extremely, extremely poor judgment, and you took advantage of somebody that was intoxicated. And unfortunately for you, that's rape.
She took off her clothes. She pulled down her pants herself.
Okay, but she didn't do that. I don't think a jury's gonna believe it. I hope you hire yourself a good lawyer because you're gonna need it. Now, sir, you can get the hell off my stage. This was a compelling story, and I wanted to find out what happened after the show. So we reached out to Stephanie for an update. Here's what she had to say.
Hi, Steve. This is Stephanie. Since the show, Matt has been arrested. I recently found out that I'm pregnant, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. It's kind of a very stressful situation, all of it. But thank you, and God bless.
Stephanie, I'm glad that we could help you. And now that the truth has been heard and action has been taken, I encourage you to let the justice system take its course and focus on yourself and your future. Thanks for the update.
All right, I'm here on the Steve Wilco show trying to prove that I want to see my daughter because my bitter baby's mom is not letting me see my child until this is all said and done. So I came on here just to show her and prove to her that what is being said about me and what I've been doing isn't true. Taylor's saying basically I'm out here taking advantage of different girls, having sex with them without their permission. You know what I mean? That's just causing for me to look bad on my name, basically saying I'm raping them, doing anything I want to them. And what she's hearing is not true, but so it's she's using this against me just to hold my baby from me. And the worst part is they saying that I raped a minor. It's impossible for me to do that. Never been a sex offender, never been called out like this in my life, you know what I mean? But I don't rape women, I never did. That's not in my blood, and honestly, where it all sparked is I cheated on Taylor about 3 times, 2-3 times, you know what I mean? So, and that's what probably got her thinking I'm doing anything I want out here. But my whole thing is I'm not raping no girls. She left my home without me knowing, took my truck, took my daughter, without me even knowing. So it's I woke up and she was gone. I don't feel myself getting back with Taylor at all, you know what I mean? Because it's this is out of control. This is something I can't even push upon nobody's relationship, you know what I mean? So we're done after this. It's all about my daughter, and that's it. We're going to just straight co-parent after that.
The fact that he's saying that I'm being a bitter baby mom for leaving him, I feel like I'm protecting my daughter, if anything. You have multiple people saying that you did outrageous things to them, taking advantage of females. What mother wouldn't leave their child's father because you're saying, people are saying stuff like that?
What was the first red flag you saw in 2017?
2017, I, seen him cheating, he would get drunk and fall asleep and with his phone open. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go, be curious and go through his phone. First message I see on his phone is some girl saying, you took advantage of me in my own house, how can you do this? Next morning comes, I ask him, what's this message about? His response is, oh no, that's just iCloud backed up my phone. Those messages are old. And I'm like, well, what kind of, am I dumb? No, I'm not. I wasn't born yesterday. These messages are here in your recent messages. I said, okay, well, whatever. Nothing ever came about with any police or anything, so I let it slide.
And what happened a month later?
About a month later, there was another girl. I knew her, and, she inboxed me and was like, hey, this dude raped me. Can you come get me? I was over my mother's house, so I didn't have a vehicle to come get her. She never told me who raped her. She never said what happened. She just left a message at that, and nothing ever came about. The next day, we get a phone call saying that, oh, this girl is saying that you raped her and there's an active warrant out for your arrest. And I'm like, so what is this about? He tells me, I told her if she wants to sit on my bed, she has to take her outside clothes off. She thought it was a joke, so, she brushed it off, and he told me that's all there was to the story. No cops ever came, so I, once again, didn't think anything of it because of the fact that there was never any police came, no charges were filed, nothing happened. So I brushed aside, brushed it off, and that was all there was to it at that time. And we were on the phone with her, and she yells, he raped me, he raped me. When she said that, he hangs the phone up on her and says, I don't know what she's talking about, and if I did have sex with her, it was consensual. That girl was nasty, is what he told me, and that's where he got that was his way of saying that's what she did, and that's all there was to it. That doesn't justify anything. If you did something, whether somebody's nasty or not, that don't give you the right to take advantage of anybody.
Well, and what was the accusation that came up last week?
There was a minor that I was told got a phone call. He was with some people, And overnight, whenever the mother was, you know, in the bathroom, the girl said that he came in her room, told her to stand up and turn around, you have some nice legs. Why are you telling a minor to stand up and turn around at 3 in the morning out of their sleep? What sicko does stuff like that?
And did she say he did anything to her?
Never said he did anything. The mother had him escorted out, and the police came and just had him go home. There was never any police report taken, no report, nothing. Nothing happened. He didn't go to jail, which is understandable because if he didn't touch her, yeah, I'm like, okay, that explains why he didn't go to jail.
Now, you don't want to be with him, right? Mm-mm. Okay. And he's saying he doesn't want to be with you now, but you don't allow him to see his daughter. You want him to pass his lie detector test. And if he were to fail...
That's on him. He's going to look like a big jackass because at the end of the day, this is what you're doing. You're a father. You have a daughter to raise. Like, you have to prove to her that no man should be taking advantage of any woman. That's how I look at it.
Hey, listen, you know for a fact, I'm gonna tell you this here, you know for a fact, before we even got into a relationship, we known each other for 2 months. Dig what I'm saying? I broke it down to you. I was a hoe. I had a lot of women. You know what I'm saying? I did this and then the third. I never, ever once did nothing wrong to no women out here on no tight time like that. Yeah, I had sex with women. Yeah, rough sex, if they want to call that stuff rape, then it's rape then. Whatever they want to call it. Rough sex is whatever. It's consensual, though.
But I like rough sex. Why don't you never do it to me?
I never, ever raped no girl out here.
Right, but I like rough sex, so why don't you never do it to me?
Listen, what I'm saying is, though, why don't you even let me continue a relationship with you?
Because every time I tried to leave, it was always an issue.
Why don't you even continue a relationship with me?
The same reason why I said every time I left, it was always an issue. You would fight when I leave, but you wouldn't fight for me to stay.
That don't got nothing to do with what I'm saying right now about what I'm asking you. Why did you continue a relationship with me?
I just told you why.
There was no point. Why did you even let me have a baby with you?
Hi, my name is Jazz. When I was 16 years old, a man named Josh took advantage of me. He got me very intoxicated and proceeded to take off my pants and do other things. But that was a secret that I held in for a very long time. When I did finally speak on it, I was told that I was lying, a whole bunch of different things like that, which makes it hard for victims to speak up. And I don't want to consider myself a victim. I am a survivor. So I believe that this man should be reprimanded. I hope this information helps you guys. Thank you.
The first one is about this girl, Shay, who was just on the voicemail. We asked you, did you ever have sexual activity with Shay when she was passed out? You refused to answer any questions about Shay. Even though Dan told you the first and last name of Shay, he said that he did not know who we were talking about. He said he's had sexual activity with several Shays. But we did tell you her first name and her last name, and you are refusing to answer the questions whether you had sex with her.
Guilty right there.
We asked you, did you use force to have sexual physical contact with Taylor's friend in question? You answered no. Was the sex you had with Taylor's friend consensual? You answered yes. The results for those two questions came back that Josh did not tell the truth.
Exactly my point. Exactly my point.
I don't know how he told the truth.
She told me in full detail everything that happened. I
don't know how. I don't get that one, though.
That's okay, because they all gonna know about this one, baby. They all gonna know about this one. And I guarantee that.
I don't get that one, though.
Did you ever have any sexual physical contact with the minor in question? You answered no. Did you ever have sexual intercourse with the minor in question? You answered no. The results came back the same to each one of those questions.
Told the truth.
And it came back that you did not tell the truth.
I ain't had sex with no minor. I ain't had sex with no minor.
You have a sexual predator in your midst.
Oh, I already knew it.
Right.
I already know.
I ain't had sex with no minor, though.
And I would encourage all these women that have spoken up recently and accused Josh of these sexual acts that you would contact the local police and make complaints so he doesn't do this to somebody else. I think you will be exposed when you go home.
Oh, he is.
You're failing this test. You're doing it to children. I hope you'll be arrested as soon as possible. And with that, you can get the hell off my stage. Taylor is now joining us virtually to give us an update. Taylor, what happened since the show?
Well, since the show, me and Josh have broken up. We haven't been together. The baby hasn't seen her dad since we've broken up. She's only seen him through supervised visits, and that's been about it.
He's always, even though he was on the show, he failed the lie detector test. He's denied, still, he's never came.
Still to this day denies everything. To him, it never happened, you know, and I told him, I said, I've been with you for 3 years. I know when you're lying. I can look at you and tell when you're lying.
Now, I'm told that he was arrested, right?
Yes.
You want to tell me about that?
He was arrested for a situation between my little sister. My mom can tell you more about the situation than I can.
Is your mom there?
Yes.
Hello, Rhonda.
Hi, Steve.
How did the allegations against your daughter come up, who is also a young minor?
She had sent me a text message. It's okay, well. She sent me a text message a few months after the show. And she had told me the inappropriate things that Josh was doing to her, touching her inappropriately. She was in the shower. When she was in the shower, he had opened up the shower curtain and was looking at her. It's really changed. It changed her life a lot.
Here's a man that you have feelings for, you bring it to your home, and then he even violates your little sister.
Every day is hard. Looking at your child and having to see their dad in them every day, not being able to send your child with her dad alone, you know, it makes it hard because whenever you have somebody that you trusted and you had a baby with, you never see this side of somebody coming at all. And, you know, I wish I was aware of the signs more, you know, earlier, and it would have definitely prevented a lot of stuff. And honest to God, feel like it wouldn't have got this far.
What would you hope happens when he goes to court?
Honest to God, I just want him to, I want him to be charged for what, you know, what had happened. But I want him to come to reality like, wow, I really did do this. And hopefully it snaps some kind of common sense and some feelings into him, because it's just like he does it and doesn't have no kind of care, no emotion for it whatsoever.
You would think that once appearing on the show, failing, kind of being exposed, that this would stop him. And the scary thing is, it doesn't seem like anything is stopping him from continuing to assault women. I'm really proud of your daughter for coming forward and speaking out against him, because if nobody speaks out, which she's doing, nobody would stop this guy. And maybe it's going to take your daughter to speak out against this guy, to put this guy behind bars and get justice for all these women.
Right. She's actually been really brave through the whole thing, though. She has her good and her bad days. So I'm just hoping that he does get put away so that he doesn't, you know, try this act on anyone else, especially his own daughter.
I mean, I don't know how you would ever be able to trust him ever being with you.
There is no trust. Once my trust is messed up with you, it's gone.
Well, I think you're both incredibly strong, and the good thing is you'll have all of each other to pull through this, and I hope that justice is served to him. He's got it coming, I feel, and I hope that you'll keep us updated with what happens with his court date.
I appreciate it, because without this show, a lot of people were obviously thinking, you know, we were crazy, everything's been made up, because, you know, he's been telling everybody that the show's fake. The results are fake, according to him. He's been real. He said he failed the test because he said he was confused on the question. So hopefully people, you know, decide to put some common sense and two together this time and see that this stuff is real.
We believe that these results for our lie detector tests are Very accurate. Dan is very, respected in the lie detector community. He's one of the best in the country. So we stand by the results. I think he's been exposed. The good thing is he is facing charges right now. Hopefully he goes away for a long time. Again, I wish you guys all luck in the world. If there's anything that we can do to help you. And again, if you'll keep us updated with what happens with his trial.
Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you, Steve.
Okay, take care. Josh was accused of being a monster time and time again. The sheer number and nature of the allegations against him were very disturbing. And even though I know it was hard for Taylor to have this realization about the father of her child, I was so proud of her for having the strength to bring the situation to light. Taylor helped me expose Josh on my show, and that, along with the brave women who spoke out against him, resulted in his conviction. We have learned that Josh pleaded guilty to corruption of minors, concealment of whereabouts of a child, and indecent assault, persons less than 13 years of age. And per the court documents we obtained, this carries a sentence of 18 to 36 months. Edith's wallet was stolen and a check was forged for over $600. And she immediately suspected that her daughter's new boyfriend, Kevin, had something to do with it. But as the investigation unfolded, Edith discovered that her own daughter, Ashley, may have been involved as well. Take a look at this story and stay tuned for an update to find out who got arrested after the show.
My daughter Ashley met a guy online named Kevin. Immediately they was living together, and I thought that was too quick. We don't know anything about him. I don't know anything about him. And ever since then, just little things have been happening. Like on February 2nd, I had my wallets stolen out of my purse. Soon after that, I realized that there was a check wrote out on my husband's account for over $600. Whoever stole my wallet took the check and wrote it out. Then I called the sheriff's department, and they advised me to come down, report everything stolen, make our report, and they would go from there. And after that, he soon called me and my husband and let us know that they had pictures at the bank at the time. Supposedly the checks was wrote out. And I was shocked to see that it was my daughter Ashley and her boyfriend Kevin. This has been really hard because, like I said, me and my daughter is really close, and I would never think that she would do anything to hurt me like this.
What's going through your head right now?
That the test could prove that they did it. My daughter has never done anything like this to hurt me.
Did you steal Edith's wallet?
Oh, no, sir.
No.
Now, if it was a car, if you were missing your car, you could come see me and I might have it in my backyard.
You got 10 years for stealing cars?
Oh, it was 37 cars from car lots. Wow. And they never recovered any of them, and I owed the state of Maryland $500,000 restitution.
You owe $500,000?
Yeah.
Well, then you stole that 600. I know that. I mean, so you got to take every dime you can get onto it.
One day, it was like 11 o'clock at night. I messaged her and was like, why didn't you answer me? Oh, my mom's got to call the ambulance. And something just snapped. I had a half a tank of gas and 2 cigarettes, and it was 3 hours away. I took the chance.
And then you met her?
I arrived at her house about 2:30 in the morning.
And you've been together ever since?
We haven't
left each other. And the mom let you move in?
Well, yes, Steve, because I was staying in my car. I told her, look, you want to go in there? You go in there. I'll be right here when you come out. But she wouldn't leave my side, Steve. You know.
But she contacted the police because somebody forged a $600 check.
Correct. One day she calls me or calls Ashley and tells her, well, you know, Calvin's account is a negative balance. They're saying they bounced the check. And she was like, what's going on? Somebody wrote the check out. Somebody wrote a check with, it didn't have no name on it. It just had the amount and some scribble scrabble and a date. Right. It didn't even have his name on it.
Right.
And somebody deposited into an ATM machine, of course.
And your picture and Ashley's were there at the time that the check was deposited?
Correct.
So listen, you're not denying that you were at the ATM machine?
Oh, no, I was at the ATM machine 4 times. I have an account there.
Okay. But isn't it, you know, a little odd that when the checks are cashed, you're there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean.
Now, do you have any documentation that you made a withdrawal or a deposit at that
kept
time?
on. She was watching. It kept on saying insufficient funds.
Now, you were trying to take money out?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it'd be pretty stupid for you to steal a $600 check because I got to imagine you're still on probation, right?
No. Yeah.
Parole?
Probation.
Probation.
Yes, sir.
So if you jam yourself up, you're going back in, right?
Correct, sir.
For how long?
17 years.
Woo-hoo. Man.
I mean, but it's putting a strain on me because I'm feeling though that I'm coming between her and her mom's relationship.
Well, obviously that is happening.
And I'm trying to tell her to go home.
Let's meet her mom, Edith.
My daughter has never been the same until she met you.
I never would steal from you. I would never steal from her.
I don't care. She has changed since she's met you.
What if he fails the test today?
Then I have no choice. I'm taking the test to the police officer
And what if your daughter fails?
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah, I have no choice. I mean, they even said
Well,
it's out of my
let's meet
hands.
your daughter, Ashley. Did you do anything to help steal your mom's wallet?
No.
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 Do you believe Kevin is capable of stealing your mom's wallet?
Not at all.
How do you explain that both of you show up at the ATM the same moment the stolen check is cashed? You don't find that odd?
Yeah, it's odd, but I had nothing to do with it.
What if he fails? So let's say you're telling me the truth. You don't know anything about it.
Right.
What if he fails?
Then I can't be with him because I can't be with anybody that stole from my mom because that's my mom.
I would hope not.
I mean...
Kevin.
Yeah.
Took a lie detector test.
Correct, sir.
We asked Kevin, did you participate in any way in taking Edith's wallet? He answered no. Did you take Edith's wallet? He answered no. Were you the one who deposited that stolen check for $600 into the ATM machine? He answered no. The results came back all the same, and they came back that Kevin did not tell the truth.
What? I would not.
You're out of the house.
Okay,
I'm done.
so we gave him 2 polygraph tests, deception indicated, and you used countermeasures. You tried to use countermeasures to beat the test.
Okay. You ask, you get.
So, guys go to prison, they got a lot of free times on their hands. And you know that at some point in a 10-year stretch, lie detector tests were brought up. And, oh, this is how you beat one.
Steve, the internet is full of information and misinformation. So he comes here and uses a term during the pre-test interview that's a polygraph examiner's term. So I admonished him even before I polygraphed him, and I said, do not try to do countermeasures. They don't work, and they're easy to find. True or false?
What countermeasure did I
answer the question.
No,
True or false?
Time out.
Okay. Anyway,
whatever.
So
you can't tell the truth now.
He can. Yeah.
See, that's your man walking out the door and leaving you standing by yourself.
So, Steve, he does the old butt squeeze. He's squeezing his butt on the questions that it says on the internet to squeeze them. Let's go to the charts. So if you watch here on the bottom, this is the countermeasures pad that measures movement from your butt and lower body. So after the green questions, you see what he does? He squeezes his butt. He doesn't do it on the red question. Green question again, squeezes it, doesn't do it on the red. This is intentional that he's doing it on those specific questions. There's only one reason to try to beat a polygraph. You're lying.
Thanks, Dan. I want to say this. Before you come out on my stage, don't touch my chairs. You understand? You're a thief. You're untrustworthy, and you stole a little girl away from her mother. You are a scumbag.
You're a
And that's the guy you love. Mr. Butt Squeezing Cheeks up there.
Actually, if you had anything to do with it, please tell me now before these results come back.
I didn't.
Your daughter came here and took a lie detector test. We asked her, did you participate in any way in taking your mother's wallet? She answered no. She told the truth. Do you know for sure if Kevin took the mother's missing wallet? She answered no. She did not tell the truth. Do you know for sure if Kevin deposited that $600 check into the ATM machine? She answered no. She did not tell the truth.
Wow.
How long do you think you would last in jail?
Not a day.
Not a day.
Nope.
And he's going back for 7 more. When they catch him on this, he's got to go back and do 7 more years in jail for $600. When did he finally admit it to you? When he was cashing the check? When did you know? Be honest.
I didn't know.
You did know. You want to stand there? You want to keep saying you don't know? good luck with that plan, because that's when the judge is gonna go bam, 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 and give you some time. This is your mother? You don't want to tell her the truth now? You want to keep up with the lie? What do you want to say to your mother? Nothing. What do you want to say to your daughter?
I'm done. 3 counts of felonies, Ashley. 3 counts.
You're going down, along with your scumbag boyfriend back there. You're going down too. Tell your mother that you knew. All right, go be with your sad sack boyfriend. Get the hell off my stage.
Hey Steve, this is Ida. Since the show, Kevin has been arrested. My daughter was arrested. She has since been bonded out. I just hope she realizes this man was no good for her. We are trying really hard to get our mother-daughter bond back. It's going to take a while to trust her again, but it will happen eventually. I just want to thank you for all your help, Steve. Thanks.
Hey, Edith, I hope Kevin goes back to jail where he belongs. And hopefully this was a wake-up call for Ashley. This was an extreme betrayal, but I hope she will work hard to regain your trust. I wish you the best of luck going forward. Thanks for the update.
Heroin numbs me. Like, whenever I hit it, like, I do not care about anything. Like, without the heroin, I'm gonna have to face reality.
We're gonna bring your mom and grandfather out. They wanna say goodbye to you before you go to rehab.
You have to.
When you complete the hardest journey of your life, I want you back on the stage, and I want you to reintroduce yourself to the audience and say, and every young girl out there who might be doing heroin, and you could be a role model for them and say, that young girl can do it, I can do it too. Right this way. Good luck to you.
I'm glad you're here. You're really welcome.
She tested positive for a lot. Morgan's withdrawal, she's very tired. She's having a lot of body aches, leg cramps, irritability, upset stomach here and there, and that's probably from the heroin withdrawal.
Do you feel like you're gonna throw up? Do you want a trash can?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah. This part is so bad. I got hit by a car. Multiple cars. It's done. Like my body hurts so bad. Like, I'd rather get hit by a car than feel this. I don't even know how I'm gonna make it through.
Well, Morgan had a very difficult week. She had smuggled drugs into the facility, and she smoked heroin. She knows that she's out of drugs. She knows that she's going to have to kick it again, and she's scared. She says that she has made up her mind that she is leaving treatment.
I'm getting annoyed. I'm sick of people trying to convince me to stay when I have clearly stated 100 times now I'm leaving. Whether anyone tries to convince me or not, I'm leaving.
Well, she took off. She has said that she's going to be prostituting to get money to be able to fly home. She started walking towards our housing facility, and it was reported that she was picked up by a random car while she was hitchhiking, picked up her belongings, and this car was going to take her to the airport. There was no stopping her. She was determined that she was leaving. She said she had made up her mind and that there was no changing it.
Being on the Steve Wilco show with Morgan was an answered prayer like you wouldn't believe. And it was a very good experience for all of us to be there, because we felt like Morgan had finally come to the place where she would get the help that she wanted to have.
I just thought it was so great and awesome how they would take Morgan under her wing like that and spend the money they did, and to put her in such a nice place to help her get off drugs and help her family. I mean, that was so awesome that the show did that.
After she came back, we very seldom heard from Morgan. And the only time that we would hear from her is when she'd be arrested, and then we would get phone calls.
When she got put in jail, it was a relief for the family, for all of us, because when she was in jail, she was safe. We actually got to talk to our real daughter when she was in jail. It was the real Morgan, and it was the best times.
It was really difficult when she would get out of jail and we wouldn't know where she was.
You know, as a parent, especially I think as the male figure in that role, that, you know, you want to protect your children, and when they're in that environment, that situation, there's no way that I can be there to protect her.
When she got MRSA, she was hanging out with friends, and a girl that she knew had given her a dirty needle.
All it took was one needle. One syringe is what did it. That's what took Morgan's life in this situation, was one dirty needle.
When she got sick with MRSA, it had attacked her heart, and we didn't think she was going to make it.
That was scary for everybody. The heart surgery that she had to do, she made it through that. She went into a nursing home, it was, to actually stay on the antibiotic. Well, she did not stay there. She got up and just walked out, and that was it. She did not complete the antibiotic for the MRSA. Morgan wanted so bad to be clean, but there was a draw, and the draw was to go back to the heroin, to go back to the drugs.
Right before Christmas, Morgan showed up, and she was obviously very high. So we spent 3 days, 4 days helping her get off the drugs she was on. And a week after she got clean, we got to spend an entire week with her. And it was so wonderful. Morgan left. She didn't come back, and it broke my heart. But we had had a wonderful week with her.
The MRSA had gone back into her heart, it had gone to her brain. So it was pretty obvious that we were looking at an end. Lisa called us and said that she had gotten a phone call from the hospital, and they said that her organs were beginning to shut down.
She helped so many people, that she was always there for everybody else.
I love my daughter so much, and I can't have her because of her disease.
In the beginning, I didn't really think of it as being an addiction. I thought it was more of a choice. And as time went on, that's when I started to really realize that, yeah, you know, I think this is something that's more addictive.
And Morgan fought with it every day. She would always tell me, Mom, I'm gonna quit, I'm gonna get clean. She would get to where she was ready to do it, and then the fear of feeling emotions is what would stop her. Because she told me once, Mom, if I get off all the drugs, I have to deal with everything I feel. And she said, I don't ever want to deal with that. And that's the hardest part, is that every addict is going to have a reason that they can't stop.
My advice to anyone who is a grandparent or a parent that has a child that is on drugs and they're away from you, don't lose contact. Stay in touch. Keep the door open. Let the love that you have for that child be evident in the things that you say and do for them. Now, it doesn't mean that you support a habit. It means that you support them.
If you had one more chance to talk with her, what would you say to her?
I would let Morgan know how much we all love her. She, I don't think, understood so many people in the world, just our area, not world, but that she touched. And she was so loved.
When I was about 16 years old, I started using drugs. I was an addict for 4 years. I used meth and heroin, and I would use it by snorting. When I was 18, I decided to run away across the country. And while I was there, I met Morgan, and we started using drugs together. I knew I would die. I was 90 pounds, skin and bones. The scariest time in my life. At that point, I knew I needed to come home. I couldn't be around that anymore, or I knew I would die. One of the biggest things that I found being an addict was that I lost my self-worth. I didn't know who I was. I was a lost soul, and I don't ever want to go back there.
I can't say enough that you have shown people that it can be done, and you've done it. I mean, you should really, really be proud of yourself. I mean, we're proud of you. You're like a surrogate daughter to us, and you know, the thousands of miles makes it really hard, but we're always looking at your kids, and you know, we're so proud of when you started working at the hospital. I was so happy for you. Like, that was so awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you.
And we wish both of you all luck in the world, and we want to thank you for sharing your stories, both of you, because maybe if there's a young person out there watching this and seeing everything that's happened between, you know, with you, Stephanie, and what happened with Morgan, and even grandparents and parents that might be going through what you, Lisa, and you know, your family went through, maybe you will make an impact on somebody else's life. In 2017, 21-year-old Damania's Hull's life was cut short when she was gunned down as she innocently walked to work. And 4 months after her senseless murder, her mother, Lakeitha, came on my show with the belief that Damania's best friend was involved in her murder. Watch this.
I got a call January 13th at 8:45, 9 o'clock in the morning that my 21-year-old was shot in the head. At first, we didn't know what was going on. Once I finally got a hold of she told me that Risha and Damania were going back and forth, arguing on Facebook. Risha was making threats. So we automatically assumed she had something to do with the murder. When I called her and asked her about it, she was blatantly disrespectful, told me she didn't know what was going on with my daughter. When the police told us what was going on, the Facebook messages and everything that Risha was writing disappeared. She erased them all. Why was all her clothes stolen out of her house? Why was all her baby's things missing? And you're supposed to be her best friend. The police and I don't know exactly who shot my daughter, but Risha and Shay know. From the first time I met Risha, I never liked her. Her and my daughter would get along, fall out, have fights. This would be their third altercation. The second altercation happened when my daughter was pregnant. She was 9 months pregnant. Her and Risha fell out, and Risha had her brother shoot at my daughter then. She hasn't reached out to me. She hasn't checked on my daughter's son. She didn't come to the funeral. She didn't come to none of the candlelight visuals that we had for my daughter. Like, her behavior is just really strange. When I went to the scene trying to talk to the officers, her friends were there pretending to be her family. So that's when all hell broke loose because they wouldn't let me see my daughter. They wouldn't let me get to her, talk to the lead detective because they were treating me like I was a spectator just being nosy. It's hard. Like, I have to take care of her 1-year-old son. And she was 21. My daughter missed first Mother's Day. It's just not fair that I have to go through this by myself and I don't know what happened to my child. I just want to know what happened to my baby.
Everything she just said on that video was a lie. Like, I got text messages. I text her every day. I asked to see Peanut, asked her how can I help. I didn't go to no candlelight or no funeral because since y'all been throwing my name around, people's been threatening me. I get threats, I gotta look over my shoulder. People wanna hurt me, do bad things to me, so why would I wanna be around people that wanna hurt me? So today I'm finna prove to her that I ain't have nothing to do with this. And after I prove to her, she gonna apologize to me. I've been going through stuff for 4 months, like 4 months. Like, she been dragging my name all over Facebook, everywhere, and don't nobody love Damania like I love her. Nobody was ever there for her but me. Like, everything we did was together.
Risha and my daughter fell out several times. When Damania was 9 months, they got into a fight. Risha's brother shot at her. It's a police report. I don't know why she's sitting there lying. It's a police report. Yes, Steve, you can get it. The reason I have an issue with Shay is because I think Shay was living with her. She stole all my daughter's clothes and the baby's clothes. Like, the baby,
she was killed?
Yes, after she was killed. And they say stole her phone and her wallet. If your baby daddy gets shot, you gonna be worried about going in the house and getting your clothes and leaving so you don't have to talk to the police? Like, it make you look hella guilty.
How? Because we didn't stay there?
Yeah, hell yeah.
How?
Because you didn't stay there and talk to the police.
I talked to the police. I talked
you
to
pepped your and got out the apartment.
Because first
and
of
you
all,
got out the apartment.
because
bitch.
Let me go, bitch. Let me go. Let me go.
No. Yeah.
Because I'm finna beat this bitch up. Don't ever accuse me of killing your daughter, bitch. We love her more than you. Come on, oh, God. Y'all never had a relationship with your baby. Yeah. How you gonna do that?
Yeah.
Oh, God, you gonna have the nerve to come out here and hit me in my face?
And we asked her, do you know for sure who shot Demanye? She answered no. Did you participate in any way in Demanye's murder? She answered no. She told the truth.
Every day, I'm wishing that my best
like,
friend was
I
here.
got a 1-year-old grandson I gotta take care of with no help. It's hard.
And that's, I want to be there to help you. That's what I've been trying to do. I swear, I told you, baby. I know. I told you. But we gon' do this together now. We gotta get justice for her the right way. We can do this together now. We gotta get justice for the money. We got to. We gotta do it the right way.
Oh my God, Steve, thank you.
And there is somebody out there that knows something about this, and I would urge them to contact your local police department and let them know.
Because I apologize to them on TV?
You sure can.
In front of the world, I want everyone to know I apologize to both these young ladies. I was wrong, and I apologize.
Lakeitha, when you look back and you watch that show that we taped, what goes through your mind?
Pain, anger all over again, because I'm still dealing with it.
Now, I'm told someone has been convicted in your daughter's murder.
Yes, Quincy, the guy that we thought it was on the show, we just didn't say his name because we wasn't for sure, but he has been convicted of killing my daughter.
And how long after the show did it take to apprehend him?
Steve, that's kind of crazy because it happened in 2017. He just got convicted in January. 20-something of this year.
Do you know what his sentence was?
He got 4 to 10 years for her murder. 4
to 10 years. It seems a little light, but you know, it's unbelievable. Now, since the show, do you stay in touch with Risha or Shay?
Not at all.
No, you don't?
No.
Is there a reason for that, or just things move on?
Things move on.
Yeah. Now, I understand you really never been able to make a statement concerning your daughter's killer, right?
Yes, because when I gave my victim impact statement, Steve, it was to a courtroom. Quincy wasn't there, the judge was, and other people that was going to court, but the person that killed my daughter was not there.
We do get a lot of people in prison watching our show. If you would like to give your statement now, we'd love to hear it.
I want Quincy to know that he didn't just take a daughter, he took a mother, a sister, an aunt, a cousin, a granddaughter. My daughter is loved by her family deeply. I want to know, why would you take her son? Why would you take my daughter away from her son? He was 1 at the time. You killed her because she didn't want to date you and left her son here alone. Like, I have to raise him. He's so smart and loving. He cares about everybody. He wants to know why you hurt his mom. Why would you take his mom from him? I feel lost without my daughter. I'm depressed sometimes. I have bad anxiety. But God will deal with you. You will get dealt with.
Now, I'm also told that you celebrated your daughter's birthday.
I celebrate her birthday every year, Steve. Every year on her birthday and the day she died. I celebrate her life because I mourn her death every day. So I celebrate her life on her birthday and the day that she was killed. and she just had her 26th birthday.
You know, I'm relieved to hear that your daughter's killer was taken off the streets. It doesn't sound like fair justice to me, but at least there is some justice. And, you know, I give you a lot of credit to be there for your grandson under such a tragedy, and I know that I'm sure you're taking great care of him. I hope coming on the show helped you, and we just wish you all the best moving forward.
Thank you so much.
Nice seeing you.
Can you light a cigarette, okay? I'm gonna light a cigarette. No. Swear my mom, I'm home. I'm sure. You want to? I won't.
I can't imagine watching a video like knowing that's your son screaming in the background because...
A one-year-old baby, a one-year-old little boy, sweetest little boy ever. You beat my baby. You did more than beat him. She tortured my son. She burned him with cigarettes. He had cigarette burns all down his arms, a handprint on his face. His nose was burned. His ears was burned, bruises down his spine. She tortured my baby. Look at them pictures. Them pictures show no justice to what she has done to my son. Nothing. That's nothing. Them pictures are nothing.
Tell me about the week that you dropped your son to be babysit by this
Well,
she was
a family friend.
Okay.
I've known her for a while. I dropped her off because I was going out of town to run errands. Mind you, it was never an issue because I kept my son several times. Then he comes home, he comes upstairs, he goes straight in the room with my mother and my sister, where my mother strips him down and immediately is screaming. Call 911. When I go in there, I mean burns, raw. His skin's raw. His face had a handprint on it, bruised handprint. His nose was raw. His ear, burns, all in it. Bruises down his butt, his spine. He was beat bad. When I called his pediatrician to get him in there, abuse. He said, these are cigarette burns. I take him to the hospital, cigarette burns. Then we had to go to another hospital for them to verify cigarette burns. CPS is involved. She's nowhere to be found. She deleted all social media and she disappeared. After the fact, I found out there was a video of my son. So I'm like, where did it come from? Who is, and then they also let me know that Taylor is the one that recorded it. So I'm trying to reach out to the Taylor, like, where's the video? She's like, I don't have it anymore. Somebody else does, one of our mutual friends have it. You can get it from them. So like a month later, I got the video.
Do you know this woman, Taylor?
No, I never met Taylor. I had a Facebook conversation with her, but...
Have you ever met her?
No, I never met her. Never seen this girl.
Did you ask her why, what was her purpose of videotaping it?
I did.
Because she's in the video saying, oh, I promise not to say anything. Like, what the hell kind of reaction is that? Like,
right.
If somebody said, hey, I'm going to beat the hell out of this baby, I'd be like, no, you're not.
Right.
What was your motivation for making the tape?
I didn't see her burn him with the cigarette. I want to make that clear right now. I didn't see her do anything else to him, but she was smacking his butt in the video. She was being really dramatic. But that's all I seen, and I didn't know who the mom was at the time. I had no idea who she was, but I've seen her son. I seen him when he was younger, because I knew the babysitter through a mutual friend. I met her, and I've known her for about a year, and I never thought she would do anything like this. And when she started to smack him, like, I pulled my phone out to videotape it, and I called the mutual friend that I have with Kira and told him about it, and I had sent him the video. I met up with him, sent it to him, and he was supposed to send it to her that night.
You're saying you did the tape to show the mother what was going on?
So she could go about it however she wanted to.
why wouldn't you, just as a human being, act and say, don't hit that baby?
Because I
mean,
didn't...
38, we counted. She hit that baby 38 times. This is a 12-month-old baby.
What was I gonna do? Take the kid when I didn't know who the mom was? I didn't even know who the mom was.
Hold on. You had a phone.
Well, yeah.
How about 911? This is a defenseless baby screaming, and you did nothing.
At least I took the video instead of just sitting there. What was I supposed to do? Just leave?
No,
just let her do it?
Tell your friend. No, I am gonna tell.
And she's crazy. She's not gonna listen to me.
Well,
she would have took the baby and left like she did after she figured it out.
But you went along with it.
You're really the whole reason why my son was tortured.
How?
Like, you really.
How is that my fault?
Cause you really was. Like,
how? Because you left your kid with her?
You could have prevented it. What do you mean? How could you prevent it? You could have prevented it.
She would have took the baby anyway.
You could have prevented that from my child. What if my son would have died?
How is he gonna die from getting his ass?
What if my son would have died? What if my son would have died? Huh? You watched him be beat. You watched him be beat. You watched my son be beat.
And I didn't know she was gonna do all that stuff to him.
But you left him. You didn't go. You left him.
I didn't stay at her house. She had him, not me.
I don't care. You left my son. You left him there. It got way worse.
And that's how is that my fault that she had him?
Because you left.
How?
You left.
She made me. No, she made me leave her house.
You do. I don't care what she made you leave. You should have took my son.
Yeah, and how was I supposed to? I didn't know she was gonna do that, and I thought you were gonna get him that night.
How many times has she beaten my son?
That's the only time I seen it.
How many times?
I don't know.
What made you record it? What made you want to record my son?
Because I've seen her start smacking him.
What made you?
I wanted you to know. I wasn't gonna go to you.
You wanted me to know, but Taylor, you could have stopped it. Like you could have stopped my baby. She beat my son over 38 times.
Have you ever been burned with a cigarette?
No.
I have been. It's very, very painful. And think about being a baby, being burned. How many cigarette burns were there?
Just on one side there were 20 burns. Like, what if my son would have died?
Well, she would definitely be an accomplice, that's for sure. There's got to be somebody who knows where this woman is. And if they have any decency, they will contact the police and let them know where this woman is so they can go lock this person up. And I use person very loosely. I like to call her something way worse. And I hope that she does go to jail someday and serve prison time so that your son gets some form of justice. Taylor came here, took a lie detector test, and we asked her about the abuse. Did you hit Kiara's son? She answered no. Did you burn Kiara's son? She answered no. Did you witness or see your friend burn Kiara's son? She answered no. The results came back all the same, and they came back that Taylor told the truth. No. There's no applaud for that.
Right.
Who gives a damn? You're just as guilty.
Very. You are.
I mean, you want to
guilty.
convince yourself you didn't do anything, then you convince you. I didn't do anything. Yeah,
So
you're absolutely right.
You didn't do nothing.
You did absolutely nothing. You let a baby get tortured, and you promised you wouldn't tell.
I still want to know what you would have done if that was your nephew. Can
She
you
would have
answer
done
that?
something.
Yeah, like.
But it's
what would
easy
you
when
do?
it's a
You sat there?
stranger. And maybe I hold myself to a different standard because I was a policeman, and my role was to serve and protect. And your job is not that. But where is the humanity in this? Where is the basic word, yes, I am going to tell. I hope, young woman, that you go and find something in you that you have some courage moving forward, because someday you might need to protect your own children. I'm sure maybe you'll have kids if you're blessed enough.
For yourself.
And I would hope when you hold your baby, you hope that somebody would watch out for your child.
Don't come out here, girl.
And that's right, you can get the hell off my stage. After the show, Jessica was charged with child endangerment and simple assault. But there's more to the story. Kira recently called us with new information, and here's what she had to say.
After the show, so many people posted, and she eventually turned herself in. We went back and forth to court for over a year. She pled guilty to simple assault and endangering the welfare of a child, and will be on probation. I wish they would have locked her up longer. I'm happy she has a record. My son will have to live with these scars for the rest of his life. Justice for my son definitely wasn't served, but my son is doing great. He is the most happiest 3-year-old boy I could ever ask for. A big thank you, Steve, for exposing her, and to those who reached out, and to those who reposted the video.
I called you, Steve, for help because I watch your show all the time.
Somebody's gonna watch this and say, you know what, she was brave enough to do that, I can do that too.